In this episode of Get Real with Rajiv, I'm going to be answering questions around how do you measure the performance and hire the right person for a department where you don't have knowledge? How do you make sure that you're dealing with the company whose dealership you've taken up, who's now squeezing you? How do you deal with the company in that situation? And I'm also going to answer the question around how do you deal with your employees when as an entrepreneur you're not able to pay salaries on time? And finally, I'm going to answer the question on how do you raise your self-esteem as an entrepreneur and what impact that has on your business. So make sure you watch this episode till the end. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 33 of Get Real with Rajiv. I'm at the beautiful Game Changers Festival here in Mahabalipuram, but I have a weekly commitment to each and every one of you to give you the answers for the Get Real questions. So I'm going to be answering 4 questions like we do every single week, and Pawan is going to be the voice of your questions. So Pawan, shoot the first question.
First question is from Danish from Chennai. I'm about to hire a chief marketing officer. I'm a founder of a company and my background is IT. I worked as a software engineer. So not having an experience in marketing, how can I interview and review and fix a salary for my CMO? Please help.
Well, Danish, thank you so much for asking this question, and I think this is the question that is on the minds of most entrepreneurs who come from a non-marketing and sales background. So I'm going to give you this answer, Danish, that whatever you do right now without having any knowledge of marketing will be a gamble. Because think about it. Something that I tell every single entrepreneur is you don't have to do everything in your business, but you at least need to have knowledge of every single department of your business, which means you need to have knowledge about marketing strategies, you need to have knowledge about sales systems, you need to have knowledge about operational processes and structures, you need to have knowledge about finance and accounting, because without having that knowledge, even if you hire an expert, you don't know whether to validate or how to validate whether that person is an expert or not. And you're going to be left at the mercy of the intent and integrity of that person. So Danish, while you're going out there and hiring somebody as a chief marketing officer, I'm not expecting you to do marketing, but I expect you to learn marketing. So please make sure that you gain knowledge, because knowledge is the currency of entrepreneurs, because without that knowledge, you cannot hire the right person because you don't even know what marketing strategies are you expecting that person to implement. Think about it. You may be hiring a CMO who may be doing, let's just say his past background is he's worked on FMCG products, and you're starting an IT tech company. The strategies that work there may not work here. So you have no idea to validate whether that knowledge and experience that this individual is coming in with is relevant to your industry or domain. Or even if you're hiring someone from the same domain who's done marketing or been a CMO for a similar kind of business, you don't have any method to validate whether the results that this person is producing, whether it's below par or above par. So first thing, gain knowledge, my friend. Only when you gain knowledge, you'll have clarity of what to expect, what to delegate. And only when you know what to expect and what to delegate, will you have clarity of how to measure, how to pay, and how to appraise. So knowledge is the new currency, my friend. So that's your next step, Danish. Let's move to the second question, Pawan.
The second question is from Pankaj from Indore in Madhya Pradesh. I'm a dealer for a company since past 10 years. When I took up the dealership for the company was at a nascent stage, and their behavior was okay with me. When they were in a problem, we were with them and supported them. Now that they have grown to the next level, they're playing with dealers and eating away our customers by supplying it directly. The owner is also not responsible. How do I deal with this company?
Well, all I would say, my friend, is that this is a classic case where I see a lot of large organizations building channel partners, taking the support of channel partners, penetrating the market, and then because the margins get thinner, they kind of wipe out the channel partners and go direct to market. Now, yes, we can judge that as an act of lack of integrity, but instead of brooding over what they are doing, I would look at what is in our control. So what I would say is look at a new organization or a new product or a new brand and take it to market. Or even better, start something of your own. Take your own brand, build your own brand and take it to market. Now, if you're thinking that that will require a lot of investment, well, it won't if you're pretty smart. There are strategies today for someone like you who's established in a particular territory to launch their own brand without manufacturing it by themselves, by just outsourcing the manufacturing piece. All you got to do is leverage your strengths of marketing and building a localized market and take your product to the market. So if I were you, I would do that to protect myself for the rest of my life from such a vulnerability that I could walk into with any other brand. So that would be my solution. It's pretty strategic, it's pretty radical, and I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs to do the same. So if you'd be interested, just feel free to drop in a message and my team will get in touch with you and tell you how we can help you do that. Let's move to the third question.
The third question is from Shanmuganathan from Kuala Lumpur. As a small business, how do I master the art of paying my staff on time? And if the salaries get delayed, what do I do to make them stay motivated the same until I start paying them back on time again?
Well, Shanmuganathan, let me tell you this. There is no motivation technique on this planet for you to get work done from your people without paying them on time. Please understand this, that's the most foundational and basic responsibility of every entrepreneur, because people take up a job because they want consistent monthly income. Now, if we as entrepreneurs are going to give the excuse or the reason saying my business is not doing well, because of which I do not have money, because of which I cannot pay you, please understand that's like making them entrepreneurs, and they don't want to be entrepreneurs, because if they wanted to be entrepreneurs, they would have started something of their own. So if your team is demotivated, firstly, empathize with them. Please understand it's a pretty valid factor for them. Secondly, be honest. Now that you're in this situation, go out there and be honest to your team members and say, hey, I know this is my end of the bargain and I'm not able to keep this up, and give them the choice, give them the option of saying, you know what, now that I'm in this financial crisis and we are distressed, I need time to rebuild this business. I need your support to rebuild this business, and I may not be able to pay you on time. And give them the choice to either go find another job, or if they stick with you, give them something in return, something that will give them a stake in the organization. I'm not talking about equity, but some kind of a benchmark that if the organization reaches an X amount of result, then you will pay them on profits. People who stay, people who leave, no hard feelings for them, because at the end of the day, you as an entrepreneur are not able to keep up your end of the bargain. Having said that, here's my real question to you, Shanmuganathan. If you're not able to pay salaries on time, where is the challenge coming in your business? Is it a business model challenge where you're selling something that is so outdated that people are not buying it in the same frequency as they used to in the past? Has the competition grown? What is your challenge? Are you marketing and selling consistently? These are questions you need to answer and you need to fix, because as a business, if you're not even able to survive, then that's a serious question mark for the entrepreneur to find the answers to. So again, if you're facing a challenge, reach out to us and let us help us help you. That's what I would say, Shanmuganathan. Let's go to the fourth question, Pawan.
The fourth question is from Kamal Sabria from Ahmedabad. How important is self-esteem for the success of one's business? Can you please share some tips to have high self-esteem all the time so that I can succeed in my business?
Well, come on. There's a famous quote that says that your net worth is equivalent to your self-worth. And if you don't see yourself as worthy enough, your ability and appetite to hold wealth or create wealth is obviously low. So I would say self-esteem is extremely important, because how you view yourself, how you love yourself, and how you respect yourself determines what kind of a self-worth you carry. I have seen entrepreneurs who are very capable, very talented. Because they have a low self-esteem, they carry a very low bargaining power in sales. I mean, they give away in negotiation even before the customer is asked for something, because they are insecure. And I've seen similar entrepreneurs, very talented, very intelligent, low on self-esteem, being run over by their team members. Even though they are fair-thinking individuals, their team members are hijacking the workplace and doing what they want when they want. So I would say self-esteem is a necessity for an entrepreneur, because that's when you are able to demand what you deserve. It's not about being unreasonable and being greedy. It's about demanding what you deserve from all your stakeholders. I think self-esteem plays a very, very important role there. Now, how do you raise self-esteem? Well, you got to look at the source that has created the dent in your self-esteem. What childhood experiences have taken away your self-esteem? What conversations or events in your life have taken away that self-esteem? Go down to the source. Why is there lack of love? What are you upset with yourself about? These are some questions you need to ask yourself. What do you need to forgive yourself for? Because let me tell you something, it's quite funny that as human beings, we love indulging in blaming ourselves. We love indulging in shaming ourselves. We love indulging in feeling guilty. And all of this over a period of time, over a period of years, creates a dent in our confidence and in our self-esteem. So I think the fundamental realization that all of us are imperfect, we are bound to make mistakes, and it's perfect to be imperfect, allows us to fail, allows us to get things wrong, and allows us to not judge ourselves. And when we don't judge ourselves and we are just aware to our mistakes and learning lessons and moving forward, I'm not talking about being indifferent, but it's about not judging yourself, learning and moving forward, then you don't damage your self-esteem. You actually pat yourself on the back every time you fail and say, this was my lesson learned, I'm going to create this shift in myself. So I would say the heightened sense of awareness is the best way of healing and raising your self-esteem. That would be my answer, Pawan. I hope that helps. So with that, we're done with the 4 questions for episode number 33 of Get Real with Rajiv. We're going to pick a winner who's got the question of the week, and that person's going to receive a copy of my book, Lead or Bleed. So Pawan, which one do you think deserves to win? Okay, so Pawan says number 2, and I tend to agree. So we are going to give it to question number 2, which is
Pankaj from Indore.
Pankaj from Indore. So Pankaj, thank you so much for asking such an insightful question. My team is going to reach out to you to get your contact details and your address so that we ship a copy of my book, Lead or Bleed. Make sure you enjoy the read. And for those of you watching, ask more questions in the comments below. And one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to ask questions for Get Real with Rajiv, we are making it more easier for you to ask these questions. Make sure you send in your questions on this WhatsApp number below and ask us as many questions as you can think of, and share this video so that more people get this knowledge that we are trying to give to entrepreneurs. Thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Get Real with Rajiv.